What are the ways that you and I size each other up? We've been talking a lot in Galatians about the divisions between groups of people and this whole idea of earning your seat at the table, because Paul is fundamentally arguing that there is no more of that in the kingdom. Jesus has torn down every barrier and flung the door wide open so that all of us are given a seat at the table that we don't have to earn. And today we want to turn that diamond around and look at one more facet, at the way that we judge each other, the ways that we size each other up, the hierarchies we create as people. Paul's looking back at Genesis 12 and saying, since the day that God met Abraham, God's entire plan has always been to create a multinational, multi-ethnic, worldwide family. And he starts it all the way back at the beginning. And so Paul says the role of the law was actually to be the sort of guardian for the people of Israel, for Abraham's family, to get them from that moment of the promise to the time when it is fulfilled. And he uses this word guardian to create this picture of the law overseeing Israel's education and their maturity and their safety, to get them from the point of like spiritual childhood to spiritual adulthood, from promise to fulfillment. And now he says we've received the fulfillment in Jesus. So the guardian's job has concluded. And now in this new era of the fulfilled promise, God is creating this worldwide family. All nations, all people are welcomed in. And so this is Paul's declaration. It's so important to his gospel story that he also includes it in the book of Colossians. This is what he says. Chapter 3, verse 28, there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is no male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you are Christ's, then you are Abraham's offspring, heirs according to the promise. These are all ways that they would size each other up, right? They thought that Jews were superior to Gentiles, that men were superior to women, that freed men were superior to their slaves. And I'm guessing that the ways that we size each other up with the labels we have are not the same as theirs, but here's one thing I know about humans. We're good at creating hierarchies. We're good at establishing pedigrees. We're good at creating labels and models of superiority versus inferiority. And so here's my question for us today. What are our labels? What are the ways that we size each other up? As you go about your everyday life, into your workplace, your classroom, your child's playground, the grocery store, church on Sunday, what are the ways we size each other up and see one another as superior or inferior to ourselves? What would it look like? Because we all do it, right? Subconsciously or consciously, we walk through our days and size the person we are interacting with up against ourselves. What would it look like today to go through the day, and when you meet somebody and you feel yourself sizing them up, to remind yourself, more than they are anything, they are a child of God. That's what Paul's saying. He's not saying that it doesn't matter if you're Jewish. It doesn't matter if you're female. It doesn't matter if you're American. He's saying that more than you are anything, you are a child of God. That is the truest truth about you. It is the identity that supersedes all other identities, is that you are a child of God who is dearly, dearly loved. Maybe the ickiness happens in your own brain. Maybe you call yourself names and label yourself, judge yourself, shame yourself. As you go throughout the day, would you notice those moments where you are sizing yourself up, calling yourself inferior for whatever reason? What are those labels you attribute to yourself, and what would it be like to pause? Take a second to remind yourself that more than you are anything, you are a dearly loved child of God. That is the truest truth about you. Friends, this is my challenge for us as you go throughout your day. How do we size each other up? And what would it look like when you are interacting with somebody and when you are having thought spirals about your own self? To remember that we are in this new era of freedom where we all stand equal, shoulder to shoulder. And the truest truth about you is that you are a beloved child of God. Take care, friends.